angels are generally seen as a symbol of purity and just general goodness as well. So it's very, very interesting when they turn to evil. Greetings, hatchlings! We are here to talk about another Ravnica Allegiance spoiler. Now, as usual, I want to lead in with some cards that fit along the same theme. And today's theme is fallen angels. Angels that are, well, not necessarily all fallen. They can be a mix of both white and black magic. But the whole kind of light and corruption all melded together. So we're going to start out with the original Black Angel, the first divergence from the regular normal idea of angels, and that is in fact the Fallen Angel. This was printed in Legends. There's actually 12 different printings of Fallen Angel at this point. It was originally printed as an uncommon, and what you get is 2 black, 3 colorless. It is a 3/3 flyer, and you sacrifice a creature to give Fallen Angel +2/+1 until end of turn. So looking at the Legends artwork first, this is a very, very obvious, it's really obvious why it's the Fallen Angel here. You can see literally the scars on her back that have all been stitched up from where she has lost her wings. Now these are big, angry, ugly looking wounds, honestly. They stand out very much against her skin. Now her skin has kind of a greenish, blackish, kind of sickly pale to it. I enjoy the way that they've done this. They've got her mostly bald-headed with just the top knot going on. She has a set of like leather horns fashioned on there. She's got a big, vicious looking blade that she's running her fingers down along. And she's still got that beautiful angel kind of vibe, but also the grossness of the grave essentially. And you've got that one pure angel feather up in the corner, which I always thought was a nice touch. Anson Maddox does some really messed up kind of artwork, and this is well done. I genuinely enjoy this artwork for Fallen Angel. Now there's a number of different variations of the artwork, so that was the first one. Now when they reprinted her, they shifted her up to rare. So in 7th edition, the 7th edition core set, we see another Fallen Angel, again with this one, because we're just going to look at the artwork here. Oh no, wait, let's talk about the flavor text as well. Why do you weep for the dead? I rejoice, for they have died for me. Fallen Angel to Sarah. Sarah, the goddess who is weeping for the dead. And this angel is like, rejoice, they have been given over to me. That's amazing. So the artwork again, it's got the whole, they give like a half sexy vibe to these angels. For some reason, the Fallen Angels are shown normally with some kind of baldness to them. I don't know what that has to do with it, but she's got all these little slits cut in her armor. So she's got the slits cut along here. Basically, she just has straps, almost like a crazy bathing suit you would see in Europe. She's got the metal parts of her armor has these blood red studs, which I really like. You've got the I don't even know, there's like a cushiony kind of part around her throat armor that's just a deep blood red that gives that whole concept. She's got something purple on her head. I don't know what the purple part on her. She's got like a metal headpiece, but then there's this purple, I assume a bit of cloth attached to it. It's not 100% sure. Her stance is a little bit weird, truthfully. The way that she's posed is very bizarre. I like the weapon. I like the weapon looks very clean and well taken care of. There's not it's not like a corroded, beat up blade. You've got a sickle at one end, the blade at the other, with a sheen of light coming off of it. You've got the 2 big black angel wings that actually have what almost look like gorilla, kind of like gorilla-ishy or werewolf claws up at the top, and they've got bat fur coming off of them. And honestly, I never took a look at the like expanded artwork, but it's really compelling. And her big black wings that are spread out have this kind of energy of the grave coming off it. You can see this purple energy wafting off of her, and I like that it shows her up in the air. Again, her posture is really weird, but she definitely looks pretty intimidating. She's got the blanked over eyes with no pupils. I definitely dig this artwork. Honestly, when it was on the smaller version of the card, I used to just go meh, but looking at the full blown up artwork, it's actually a lot better than I thought it was. She definitely looks like a Fallen Angel. Now they actually literally only used that for one printing for 7th edition. I don't know exactly why, but when we move on to 8th edition, where they changed it again, you have a very, very compelling piece of artwork. Now, she has the same flavor text speaking to Sarah, which I think is a good idea because honestly it works. Again, we have the bald concept. She's got almost like goth makeup under her eyes here. She's got tiny, tiny little pinprick pupils. So she does have that kind of like white-eyed look, but with just the tiniest little pinprick coming out of it. Her wings just look ruinous. They're just like the bone part of the wings without the actual feathers. And you can actually see what looks like little bits of her feathered wings. It's kind of like when she became a fallen angel, her wings turned black, and slowly but surely the feathers have all been falling off of it. And yet somehow she can still fly. Now at this point, they were still doing sexy artwork, so she definitely has that aspect to her. She looks pretty good. She's got like the crazy like leather straps wound all around her. She's like hunched down. Now if you look at her fingers, oh, her fingers are just these nasty claws. And I enjoy the way that she's set against this backdrop of like a green noxious kind of environment. It looks like she is sitting there in a world of ruin, and she's just kind of perched on some kind of profane pedestal. You can actually see the hint of skulls and things like that. It's actually really well done. I like the fact that the fabric that's coming down, hanging off of her as well, is also kind of raggedy and has holes in it. It's an interesting contrast. Her wings and her garment are an interesting contrast to how perfect her skin and most of her body looks. She doesn't have that kind of sickly pale tone to her skin. I mean, she is pale, but it's not like a sickly kind of pale. It's more like an alabaster angelic kind of pale. It really works, honestly. This is really nice artwork. It's really, really well done. Moving on to another black angel. There are actually only a few pure black angels in Magic the Gathering. The next one we're going to talk about is Crypt Angel. This one's from Invasion. Now, what you get for this is 1 black, 4 colorless. You get a 3/3 flyer with protection from white. So it's literally protected from other angels, which is really cool. When Crypt Angel comes into play, return target blue or red creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Once an angel, now an abomination. Excellent flavor behind it. I like it. You would normally have angels bringing back like heroes from the dead. In this case, you've got the Crypt Angel who can bring back specifically red and blue creatures, and that's because Invasion had a very strong ally theme to it. When you actually get closer in on the artwork, it's kind of hard to make out just on the card, but when you get closer in on the artwork, she looks pretty vicious. Actually, she does look like a regular angel though. If you were to just remove her head and swap it with a friendlier looking head and then make her wings all white, she would look like a regular angel. Her body is regular angel style. She's got that boom chest piece kind of going. It totally looks like a regular angel to me, except you've got the dark wings, which give that sort of like more demonic angel feel to it. But it's really when you look at her eyes and the blood red just energy coming out of there and the shadowed nature of her face. I like the combination of the red eyes and the shadowed face to give it that sort of, okay, this is not a friendly angel here. This is not someone here who's here to save me. This is someone who's here to destroy me. And she's shown in a very actiony pose, coming in with the sword, ready to bring it down Conan style, like bam. I enjoy this. She looks like a very fierce warrior. Honestly, she feels like she would be more powerful than a 3/3. And I like it when they set the angels up against the sky and don't have too much backdrop behind them. I like the fact that the sky is kind of like light with these streaks of blue because it really makes her stand out against it. Not a shabby card at all. Not too bad. That's actually in the King Cube. It's a decent card. Moving on to a more powerful angel that also resides in the King Cube, we have the last fully black angel, and that is Desolation Angel. 2 black and 3 colorless for a 5/4 flyer. Now, this one is tricky because if you don't pay the white mana, it's weird. It's got a white kicker, a black angel with white kicker. So this is in my opinion, I almost consider this a black and white angel because of the kicker, because the kicker is part of the casting cost if you want to pay it as an additional part. So you get a 5/4 flyer, and when she comes into play, she destroys all lands you control, unless you pay the 2 white kicker cost, in which case she destroys all lands in play. And that is a really intense ability. It's a really nice way to end up locking in a win. In the King Cube, this is a card that gets you the win. You hit the board with it. It wipes out all the lands. So you're basically staying at whatever board state you're at in most cases, unless they can drop like 1 mana and play some spell to deal with her. You're going to end the game really quickly. And the artwork makes her look very fierce. She has some sort of what looks like almost a giant vulture's head for her helmet. And I don't know if that was fashioned out of a living bird, like if she fought some kind of rock and made herself that helmet. But she has a really, really powerful look to her, really powerful stance. She's got broad shoulders and just a big, powerful frame to her. You've got the darkened wings. You've got a really, really vicious looking trident there that's got it's got like an insectile feel, like insectile mandibles. And if you look at the other end of it, it's just got this crazy spiked tip. She's got that one little tassel of blood red fabric that's flowing off of the chest piece, which actually her chest piece flows into what looks like a demon skull. And even her leg braces there go down into like a point that makes them look like weapons too. This is a very martial looking Phyrexian. It's got that, just got a real, not Phyrexian, sorry. I don't know why I'm saying Phyrexian. Angel. And it's just set against a backdrop with the coloration and the look of it. It makes it look like a world of ruination. It looks like she's already been around laying waste to all the lands. Like, how powerful do you have to be as an angel to wipe out all the lands in existence? That's really intense. And this one actually got another treatment when they redid it for the Amonkhet Invocation series. And I don't actually like this one as much, but it certainly does have some compelling elements to its artwork. Overall, it doesn't strike me the same way, but there's certain parts of it that are really impressive. The around the eye area on this is a male version of the Apocalypse Angel, which is pretty cool, honestly. The Desolation Angel. I call it the Apocalypse Angel because it came from Apocalypse. It wipes out all lands and it makes me think of an apocalypse. But this Desolation Angel, it looks like their face up around the eyes is actually breaking apart and disintegrating. And it's just the overall energy of it with it looks like everything is being blasted apart. It looks like bits of buildings are being smashed everywhere. He's got this crazy scepter / flail that has like 3-part rods attached to it with all this Egyptian engravings on it. And you can see monoliths being smashed asunder. Like literally, like this Desolation Angel, instead of flying around destroying everything, just kind of like reach out, and the power like emanates out of the angel destroying things. And you can see actually something crushed in the angel's fist just disintegrating away. It looks like gold flying away. There's so many little bits of broken things flying off in different directions. It definitely gives that destructive feel. It's a really compelling piece of artwork, in all honesty. Now, this is the last purely black angel that we'll be talking about. We're going to move on to Haunted Angel. Now, this one is 1 white, 2 colors for a 3/3 flyer. When Haunted Angel is put into a graveyard from play, remove Haunted Angel from the game, and each other player puts a 3/3 black angel creature token with flying into play. The flavor behind this is really, really interesting. It's like this angel is being haunted by her own shadow self. And you can see her reaching back like she's going to try and do battle with it, but it's something that only actually comes to life when she goes. So it's pretty much like her loss of life energy infuses that shadow angel into existence. I really, really enjoy the concept behind this. And I really like the whole, you've got your dark angel lurking over there waiting, and you've got this angel, and she's absolutely beautiful. I love beautiful angels. They really appeal to me. I like her armor. She looks fantastic in it. I really like the old school Magic artwork where they made sexy angels. Now, they still do occasionally, but that kind of stuff has been toned down over the years. So it's nice to take a look back at this. The look on the angel's face is one of pure consternation. She really does not know how to deal with this. She's pulling out her blade, but it will do her no good, right? She can't actually battle this. This is an internal battle that will only be resolved with the angel's destruction. The flavor behind it is absolutely fantastic. And that whole like white light into shadow dark black kind of thing works really well. That's why it ties into this. All the angels have some kind of aspect to that. Either they're black and would have one time been white, or they're white turning into black, or as we're going to see with Wayward Angel, kind of a weird combination where what you get with Wayward Angel is you get 2 white, 4 colors for a 4/4 flyer. Attacking doesn't cause Wayward Angel to tap, so that's vigilance, obviously. And it has threshold. Now what threshold is it means if you have 7 cards or more in your graveyard, you meet the conditions for threshold and you get whatever the bonus is. So Wayward Angel's bonus for threshold is it gets +3/+3, is black, has trample, and has at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. So it's kind of like a Lord of the Pit. It's a throwback to the Lord of the Pit because the Lord of the Pit was from the original set of Magic, like Alpha, and it was a 7/7 flying trampler that you had to throw a creature and sacrifice to every turn. So I like that. And if you notice the creature type on this, it's actually an angel horror. And the artwork is fantastic. You can see the transformation of this turning into an angel horror. You see it at first, you're like, oh, this is just an angel. But when you actually look closer, you see, wait a minute. It has multiple wings. It's got its normal angel wings. But then under the wing closest to us, we can see what looks far more like a demon wing. And then below that, you can see a crazy demon claw with all kinds of spikes coming out. And then behind her arm holding the sickle, you can actually see another weird little stunted arm. And you can see that her body is transforming too. If you look along the neck and along the side of her body, you can see the sickly energy that's kind of entering her. It's not so much on the other arm yet, but it's definitely up in the neck. And you can see that it's actually thickening up her neck, making her bigger too. She basically gets all swole like a demon. And you can see that the transformation is mid-transformation by looking down at the openings above her leg garments there, because the flesh there is still normal looking and the one arm still looks fairly normal, with the arm closer to the transformation side having a lot more of the demonic transformation taking over. I really like the flavor of this one, although I think maybe her face should have I don't know, she seems very calm, like she has absolutely no problem with what's going on with her here. But I like the little details. I like her leg braces, they look pretty cool, but definitely the transformation over to the demon is really, really interesting, or horror, whatever you want to call it. I consider it a demonic transformation. Then we have next a very, very interesting angel from a long time ago that actually fits into some really cool and tragic lore. And that's Selenia Dark Angel. Now she is 1 white, 1 black, and 3 colorless for a 3/3 flyer. You'll notice with the old school cards, back in the day, the creature type just says Summon Legend, because all legendary creatures were just called Summon Legends. It used to be a creature type instead of a super type. And that's why on the card it says Selenia Dark Angel counts as an angel, because they had to put that on there, or else she wouldn't gain any bonuses from anything that affects angels. She wouldn't actually be considered an angel under the old rules. And you can pay 2 life, return Selenia to her owner's hand. Her flavor text says, I am light, I am dark. I must give my life to serve. Not even death can release me. Selenia, Dark Angel. Obviously, it's a quote from her. Now, she was actually a servant of the House of Krovax. Basically, Krovax's family was served by this angel, specifically him, actually. She was set to guard over Krovax, and she has a link with him. And there's this whole big story that results in Krovax's family getting wiped out when he takes off with her. He falls in love with Selenia. And Selenia can never return that love. They can never have a relationship. And in fact, at a certain point, Krovax has to strike her down, and it drives him insane. And later on, he ends up as a tool of Phyrexia. There's a whole big story that we will talk about at some point, because it is absolutely epic lore. She's a super tragic figure. And let's take a look at the artwork here. We have a very interesting angel. She's got kind of a weird shaped face, truthfully. She's got the crazy little, like just 2 little like black lines down here. That honestly, there's not a lot that they do to make her seem like the black aspect. And you would normally just take this as a regular angel, aside from the little black that's down here, the fact that she has a black sword, and the fact that the lower half of her dress is frayed with holes in it and things like that. And maybe like the dark wings, but you can have regular angels with dark wings. That's not a necessity. And you know what, honestly, she's, I never noticed how thick her thighs are, but she definitely has some thickness going on there. So overall, I mean, she's a pretty interesting piece of artwork, but it's not the most amazing angel. Some of the artwork back then was hit or miss. She's not actually only represented on a magic card. She actually was represented as one of the vanguards. If you don't know what vanguards are, we'll talk about it at some point, some point in the future as well. They are oversized cards that would affect your life total and starting hand size. It's a particular format of Magic we played decades ago. Now, the Selenia here, if you look at her, she is shown flying forwards with her hands clasped out and her sword like this. Now, in this version, she actually looks a lot more pure. She does not look like a white and black angel. She looks like a regular, just white angel. I like the fact that she looks like she's almost flying through space. This is Quentin Hoover artwork, and Quentin Hoover is incredibly talented. The flavor text says, once a guardian of Krovak's estate, Selenia was freed from her magical bindings by the wealthy noble. Instead of remaining at his side, the angel chose to venture out into the world. For reasons unknown to Krovak's, Selenia now serves the evil Volrath in his home realm of Wrath. I'll let you in on something. It's not the original Selenia that serves Volrath. She's actually been reconstituted and recreated, and it's basically a shadow image of her, not the original. Now, when we take a look at the artwork overall, it's very compelling, honestly. If you get in really close and look, you can see that she still has the black under one eye. I suppose this is supposed to be the freed version of her, so this would be the shadow aspect that would be created. And funnily enough, the shadow aspect of her looks less like it has black mana infused in it when it was a being of pure black mana, but she looks absolutely fantastic. She feels like a Valkyrie. This is some really, really nice artwork. Honestly, I miss Quentin Hoover's artwork. Back in the 90s, he did some excellent, excellent art. So it's a shame that we don't have him doing that kind of stuff. But you know what? We do have new winners like Seb McKinnon knocking it out of the park. Now, moving on to white-black angels along the lines of Selenia, but more modern, more recent, right? We're going to be talking going forward about angels specifically linked to the Orzhov. So we're starting out with Angel of Despair. 2 black, 2 white, 3 colorless. This one's from Guild Pact. 5/5 flyer. When Angel of Despair comes into play, destroy target permanent. That's some significant power, boys. I feel in them a sense of duty and commitment, yet I can feel nothing else. It's as if their duty is to an empty void. And that's a quote by Razia, who's another angel, but she is a white and red aligned angel who is with the Boros. So she feels that there's a void in them because these angels are essentially soulless, right? These angels are just constructs of the Orzhov, and you can see it when you look in their deep jet black eyes. It's so intense. They've got that balded head going on with this 3-ringed forehead, these crazy spiked earrings, big black wings. Honestly, the blade that she's holding is really impressive. Honestly, I like the hilt design where you hold it in the middle and it's a circle that goes all around your hand there, with the crazy spikes going up, and then it's got a pointed pommel so you can just jam with it as well. These angels are pretty sexy, truthfully, honestly. She looks fantastic. And there's actually it's kind of creepy what the Orzhov create these angels for as well, because they're used for, let's just say, other purposes, wink, wink, than just combat, okay? They're involved in different kinds of sword play, if you know what I'm saying. And that's not me making this up. That's a part of Magic lore. They are used for satisfying particular urges of the Orzhov clergy. So it's kind of unsettling in that way. I love the backdrop of Ravnica behind her with the green glow coming. I like the whole purple and the dark moon in the back. It all comes together so very, very well. The like engravings on the shoulder pieces of armor as well look absolutely fantastic. Overall, the artwork is absolutely amazing, and the card itself is very powerful. I really enjoy it. And I like the fact that they've made these angels attractive. It makes sense with the flavor as well. So, Death Pact Angel is the next one we're going to talk about. Again, another Orzhov construct. It's 2 black, 1 colorless for a 3/3 flyer. No, sorry, 2 black, 1 white, and 3 colors for a 5/5 flyer. When Death Pact Angel dies, put a 1/1 white and black cleric creature token onto the battlefield. It has 3 colorless, 1 white, 2 black. Tap, sacrifice this creature. Return a card named Death Pact Angel from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's very interesting. This angel has a pact with the clergy that requires a clergy individual to give up their life, and it will restore this angel to life. And, as is the way with the Orzhov, they've made this angel very attractive. When you take a look at the artwork, again, you have some really interesting weaponry. She's got a crazy scythe that has this starburst with the scythe blade coming out of it. It's very